Alright, July 4th, 2023, market review. Stock market is closed today. Just wanted to note that since it is Independence Day. And we'll start off with Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, I've had this channel for a while, and you can see that on the 3-day right now, there was a rejection last week. Kind of been working ourselves back up. Now, throw it on the weekly. We've been getting rejected below this line right here, and we can see this level's reacted multiple times before. If I put it on a lower time frame, as I go back, this middle line is either resistance or held as support, resistance, and currently, since we're under it, it's resistance right now. So we've been trying to fight through here this whole time, the last week or so, and we had a little pump yesterday, and this is where we're getting rejected right now. I do think that if we keep pushing and trying to break this resistance, that we can get a pop up here into the 32-ish range, but I wouldn't be longing Bitcoin right now at all. Looking at this on the bigger time frame, we got it on the weekly. We're coming into these previous summer lows right here, and then where we broke down, retested the breakdown, and ultimately fell. And then we had resistance back here in April, and now you can see we have resistance right here again. So this red box right here is a super important level. All right, it's held as support back in January 2021, July 2021, broke down last year in May, retested the breakdown in June. This was that Celsius Voyager crash right here, the Luna UST crash right here, and then yeah, so coming up into here, you don't want to long into a huge resistance like this. The time to long was back here off that trend line. Now looking at Ethereum's been pumping the last few weeks, came down, retested its weekly EMA whenever we had the weekly 200 EMA, whenever we had that altcoin flush. Put it on the daily. It's also above the daily 200 EMA, but we are about to come into pretty big resistance right here, and we can see that this red box here all the way since February of 2021. All right, we had a rejection here, broke through it, bounced as support, kind of chopped around, again, ripped back through, held as support, back down, resistance, and then we're coming back up into here again. So be careful of that. If you're looking to long Ethereum right here, the longs would have been down here. All right, now you don't want to long into resistance right here. You would rather just wait for a flip. If it came up into here, broke above, retest, and then go off. All right, now Ethereum, I've started accumulating this. Now that it's Q3, Q4, I already have a nice little bag of ETH on my ledger, but as far as accumulating more, going into Q3, Q4, that's been my plan. I'm buying half an ETH every single day for the rest of the year. All right, and I'm using this channel right here as kind of my indicator of where to buy. You can see that we came down here last year in June 2022. Look where we bounced. All right, came all the way back up to here. FTX crash. Look where we bounced again. Held this line in December. Came all the way up here. If we did get the buying opportunity of it coming down here again, this is where you would buy. And if it slipped below here, this dash trend line right here would also be support. All right, this was the Corona crash, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get lucky to get down here again and scoop it before this next year, before the rallies. All right, but either way, you're still at the bottom of this channel, and a lot of people are waiting for ETH to drop lower they don't want to buy a $2,000 ETH, but off the bottom of this channel, you're only up 30%, right? Even from this low, 50%, yeah. This was the crash last year with all the exchanges falling apart, going bankrupt. And then this was FTX. So we would need another big event for this to come down here. But if you are buying right here in this range anyways, let's say you're just buying at 1900, under 2000. So the top of this channel is a 7x on your money. All right, I'm not saying it's going to go all the way up here, but even the 10K, it's 4x, a little bit above 5x. Even to this next big resistance, you're almost 2xing your money. So just keep that in mind. I'm dollar cost averaging all in this range. Hopefully we stay below this box. This will just give us more time to accumulate. All right, if we do come up into here, hopefully get a rejection. But that's what I'm seeing on ETH right now, and I'm accumulating this every single day for the rest of the year, since I'm going off the time frames Q3, Q4 before the next year, 2024, the halving, and we got elections, a bunch of good stuff coming. Now Bitcoin dominance, we had a little bit of a red week last week for the first time in a while. We had 1, 2, 3 green weeks, pullback, and now sitting under, actually we're sitting a little bit above that weekly EMA, but closures are what matters, okay? A lot of people were saying that Bitcoin dominance topped out, but we won't know until the end of this week if this thing's truly gonna start falling a bit. Because as we've seen multiple times, Bitcoin dominance, it would try to pump in here, fell, try to pump in here, fell. When it gets to big levels like this, right here, you can see this range, it struggled to get through it for a bit. And then this weekly EMA, this is also a big range for it, all right? It's not going to be easy to push through, but if this does push through, expect altcoins to get hit. If it does reject, then we'll have a little bit of an altcoin rally, like kind of like we had a little bit last week. We had some altcoins run up a bit, and that total 3, this is the altcoin market cap. Throw it on the weekly for y'all. It's pushing. It's been pushing the last 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th week. We're trying to get above this red box right now. It's resistance. We did have a scenario where before, back in November, we bounced here, came up into here, retested this level multiple times, and ended up falling lower. Still possibly could be in play. We fell, got rejected last week, and then we actually started climbing back up. So it was playing out, but now we're kind of climbing up again. And if the altcoin market cap was truly going to break out, this is what we need to watch for. And that's this downtrending line that's held since November 2021 as resistance once, twice, March 2022, April 2023 got rejected, and then possibly coming into it now again. All right, do I really think the altcoin market cap is going to break out? I'm not really sure, but all we can do right now is track it. In the short term recently, I said stay away from altcoins while Bitcoin dominance was running up, and that's because Bitcoin was outperforming all of them. Now Bitcoin did take a little bit of a breather. Bitcoin dominance kind of pulled back a little bit. Doesn't mean this rally's over. We'll have to watch the weekly closure for this week. All right, a lot of people can get faked out if they think just because it's getting rejected 1 week right here that we're just going to fall down here and alts are going to rally. It's not always the case, because right here as well, with this downtrending resistance, we also have the daily 200 EMA, double resistance right here. So it's going to be an area to look out for sure. You don't want to buy altcoins and then see them just get rejected hard right here. But we'll keep an eye on that. I can't do anything, or I can't predict anything without closures yet. More data. Now, as far as the trades I took last week, Litecoin ran up, right? Did a 31% move, currently sitting at 22%, had a 50K position in over here. Whenever we broke that line, ripped up. I was buying here until we ended up falling through, got stopped out, set limits here, broke up, triggered it, and we were off. Up like a little over $10,000 right now. And then XRP, this is another coin I got us into. Posted it in the free chat. This is the chart I was looking for. Got this kind of ascending triangle forming, as we can see. We have uptrending support right here on that dash line. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches. All right, this is where I was saying the bid in here. Then we have this flat resistance up in here. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, all rejected. Every single time, it's a flat resistance. All right, and then when you have uptrending resistance like this, this is building an ascending triangle. And where I said the bid was right into this area because we had a 200-day EMA, all right, and then we also had a weekly EMA, which our price was above. So that's why we wanted to bid into here. That's why we wanted to bid into here, all right, off that weekly EMA alone. Lines up exactly with that trend line. Currently up almost 5%. So I still have a spot trade active for this equity. If you were going to buy this coin at all, you want to buy it along this trend line, right? It's held 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, 7 different weeks over a period of the last 2, now going into 3 quarters of this year. Then you have 2 daily, or you have 200 EMAs under it on significant time frames. You have the daily, you have the weekly. I mean, it doesn't get better than that for support when they all line up together. All right. Now in the lower time frame, it's coming down right now. Tried to break out of this 4-hour EMA. You can see it got rejected, rejected, rejected over and over again. Broke out. Now it's retesting it. If it's going to keep continuing forward, it needs to hold this level and bounce off this. Right? Old resistance turns into new support. Old support turns into new resistance. So, still in this Litecoin spot trade at a leverage position, sold it. Still in this XRP spot position. I think I'm up like $1,000 right now. And I sold my leverage position as well. So, haven't took any losses in a while when it comes to trades. Just been very particular about what I buy. This had huge support under it, and that's why I wanted to buy this coin. Litecoin had the Litecoin halving coming up. This had a nice setup right here, but it was kind of chopping through this as the altcoin market cap was getting knocked down. But with that catalyst behind it, it didn't matter. Ran up, buys triggered, even though got stopped out here. Buys triggered here again. I entered on the break. Huge God candle. And now we're just kind of retesting this area. I could see us holding this possibly and getting a little bit more of a push before that Litecoin halving. But a lot of people are going to hold it and going into the Litecoin halving. But if I look at the past Litecoin halving like scenarios, they usually Litecoin usually starts dumping like a couple weeks before. So we got August 4th and 5th. There's still some time left that I will hold this, but if we do get like closer and closer, I'll probably just dump it and take my profits. So that's pretty much it for this market review. Altcoins, Ethereum, I'm accumulating them in Q3, Q4. This is the time to start accumulating them based on what we talked about, the market cycles, Bitcoin halvings. All right. May 2020 had a run up. All right. Now this is that next halving. It's only 300 days away. All right. 300 days away. The next year, 2024, it's a little under 200 days away, I believe. So, gonna be buying in this time frame right here, leading up into January. Hopefully, getting a push in the January, February, March, leading into the halving. We have elections in that November. All right, it's where the last bull market really took off for the 2020 cycle. Let's go to November. What did I say? Took off. All right. Leading into it, took off. So looking for a similar scenario here. Want to pack the rest of my bags in this time frame from now into December, and then we will lead into a rally sort of like this. All right, this was January 2020. If Corona didn't happen, we would have just kept rallying, most likely up, had that huge rally. Now looking for the same thing here. Hopefully this doesn't get above this level and get closures, so it gives us more time. But yeah, and then spot ETFs. There was like a flash crash last week, and Bitcoin went down $1,000 in a minute. Altcoins got hit hard at that time. That was that little dump you saw over here. Over here ended up just retesting, which kind of sprung it up a little bit more. Yeah, the SEC basically said their filing, BlackRock's filing, wasn't correct or whatever, and BlackRock refiled for the Bitcoin ETF after SEC flags flaws. All right, so they're still on this, okay? And there's a lot of asset managers coming in trying to do these ETFs. So this gets approved, lining up next year, we're gonna have crazy rally, along with, if this happens, along with the XRP case, if that most likely ends in a win, then we have the halving, then we have elections, right? And then interest rates, rate hikes, whatever, that probably coming to an end next year. We'll see. But everything's lining up. Literally everything is lining up. And I don't think this is by chance at all. There's too many things lining up in order to have the, craziest bull run we've had yet. And somehow they always seem to line up. Just like with the Corona last cycle and then stimulus checks coming out. All that money being printed, there's always something that lines up too well. So you can see the proposed ETF will rely on Coinbase. SEC sued Coinbase, and BlackRock came in, applied for their Bitcoin ETF right when we come down to touch this trend line. It's just the manipulation's there. You can see it. Now, I talked about this stock in the free chat. This is a great long-term play for me. I was buying it all up in here. All right. And hopefully we get rejected right here. So come down here, buy back in the $60 to $50 range. But if the biggest asset manager in the world will rely on this company, all right, that lawsuit's bogus, some complete crap, And yeah, you want to own this coin. If big asset managers are coming in, relying on this company to get their spot ETFs, etc., and this is going to be one of the craziest stocks going into the next bull run. All right, so I watch what big money does. I mean, ARK, Kathy Wood. I mean, even though she was buying in all this range, all right, people were calling her stupid, all of that. Feel like she knew something. Even buying up here, maybe she did know something and she was just taking the short-term L. All right, people were clowning on her, calling Coinbase stock dead. Well, after they get sued, they rally up. How much? Almost 100% in a month. Are you kidding me? 73%. So this is a stock you want to own. Hopefully it gets rejected right here, so you get more buying opportunities. I get more buying opportunities, and this thing's outperforming Bitcoin. Right? This is basically an altcoin. But if all these exchanges like Voyager, Celsius, BlockFi, they all went down last year. FTX, less competition for Coinbase this cycle. Then we got asset managers wanting to use them for ETFs. This thing is going to be an empire stock for this market, and I want to own it. You want to own it. If you believe in crypto, if they believe in crypto, all right, then you want to own this coin going into the bull market because it correlates with Bitcoin's price, correlates with crypto's price. But that's all I have today. Sorry for getting this out late. The power went out last night, big thunderstorm, and Wi-Fi was messed up. So anyways, if you have any questions, always DM me, and I'll end it right here.